Hi, this is Kurt again. I'm coming to you to talk about how to search for credible scholarly sources via the library databases. Like I said last week in class, the databases are some of the most important resources that you have available to you. The databases essentially have the potential to differentiate what you're saying, what you're arguing um, in your essays between something substantial and something akin to a rant on the internet. Some rants on the internet actually have a great bit of logic, in them, have some interesting ideas. The problem is that an internet rant does not substantiate what it's saying using information that is understood to be authoritative on the given subject. That's what differentiates academic writing from non academic writing. When you're writing an essay for a class and you integrate a credible or scholarly source, what you are doing is you're acknowledging and contributing to the ongoing intellectual conversation about whatever the subject may be. When I say scholarly, what I'm talking about is that the given journal or whatever it may be, but typically a journal has a body of individuals who are recognized experts in the given field. That is their editorial board. Um, Items that are submitted for publication there are reviewed by this board, and the board essentially says, okay, well, this is worthy of our magazine, our journal. This is not, and so on and so forth. So there is a vetting process. There's a gatekeeper situation there. Okay, the internet has no gatekeepers. Sorry to say, but it doesn't. Actually, I kind of like that it has no gatekeepers because it's sort of a barometer of our culture, but that's a different conversation. This here we're talking about scholarly sources. So part of your student fee, actually quite a bit of student fees, go to subscribing to these electronic databases. So you've already paid for them, so you might as well make use of them. Um, so I've got the library page open on my screen in front of me. The way that you're going to access the library is actually slightly different than we as faculty access the library. What you're going to do when you log in to your portal, whether you're on your iPad, whether you're on a desktop, okay, before you launch your class, you will see a button that says library. You need to press that button. Once you do that, you're going to have access. I'm not sure if it makes you sign into the library directly or not because you've already signed into your portal. But once you do that, you're going to see a page that on the right hand side will say quick search, library catalog search, find by resource, find by field of study. Click find by resource. Okay? And then under find by resource, you'll see a pull down menu. You're going to select resource type. You're going to click on reference database. Now, once you do that, a number are going to populate. Um, Typically, and again, I come from a literature background, a writing background, so it may be different um, for you. And for it depends. It really depends on what you're researching. But I like to use Academic Search Complete. I like to start there. That's the topmost database on this list. Also, or you could do all EBSCOhost, which is the one underneath that. But I'm just going to click Academic Search Complete. That's going to load. And then what I've got here is just a search term window. Okay, and if you're following along with me on a desktop or on your iPad or something, you can also see this, or if you're gonna do so after having watched this video. But the first thing you need to do, obviously, is to type in a search term. So I'm going to type in, let's see, 2016 presidential election. Okay. Now, because that topic is, of course, extremely viable right now, that search returns 3,072 results. Now, what we need to do is, obviously, we need to narrow this down, because no matter how much I'm interested in the subject, I'm really, not going to come anywhere near reading that article. Even if I were writing a paper on this myself, I probably wouldn't read more than 10 or skim more than 10. 20 at the most, unless it was a very, very detailed paper or a long-term project. So the first thing I'm going to do is, over on the left, you'll see limit to. So I'm going to click full text. Now what this does is it's going to limit the articles to only those articles that are available, on the database in some sort of full text form, whether it be PDF or whether it be HTML. But I want to access full-on articles. Okay, so I'm going to click that. Now, I'm gonna narrow my search even more. I'm going to click scholarly and peer-reviewed. Okay, so I'm doing that, and it's bringing up it's calling the search. Alright, now this is fascinating. So I just clicked scholarly and peer-reviewed, and remember, I explained to you what that is, what scholarly and peer-reviewed is, previously. And so now we've got 8 articles. So I started out with over 3,000. I'm down to 8. So just by way of demonstration, I'm going to click on the first one. Okay. Now, what I can do, I can read, and you'll see when you have the database open, I can read the article online, but better than that, I can actually have the database email me not only the article itself, but also the APA citation of the article, the citation for the reference page. Not the in-text citation, but the citation for the reference page, which is in and of itself quite useful, particularly useful for the threaded discussion that I'm asking you to do for this week. I'm asking you to simply just paste an APA reference garnered from a database into the text box and put it up on the threaded discussion. So basically all you have to do is enter a search term, find a scholarly peer-reviewed article, click on it, and then over on the far right side, what you will see is a button that says email. You want to click that. And you want to first of all make sure under citation that APA, American Psychological Association, is in the pull-down window. Okay, you want to make sure that that is selected. And you want to indicate what kind of field format you want, brief citation, detailed citation, etc. That's not really apropos to what we're doing at the moment. You also want to make sure, just for this assignment, not necessarily, but when you want the material sent to you for purposes of research, you want to make sure that the PDF, the option to send the PDF to you as an attachment is also given. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in your email address, and it can be any email address. It does not have to be your school email address. It can be any email address, but you want to type in a valid email address. You want to give it a subject line, okay, just so that you know what it is. And then, of course, you're going to click send, okay? Now, that's how you have it emailed to you. You can also, if you look below email, you have an option that says cite. If you just want a quick and dirty view of the citation, you can look. It brings up what it does when you click the cite button. It brings up the citation in any number of citation methods. I mean, you're going to see citation methods that I'm sure you've never heard of. Heck, I'm looking at it right now. I'm seeing citation methods that I've never heard of. Harvard Australian, for instance. That's new to me. I'm looking at some of these. There's a citation type called Vancouver. I'm not familiar with that. Okay, but we're interested in APA. So what you would do is you would click Cite, and you would scroll up to APA, American Psychological Association. You would simply copy, highlight, in other words, highlight the full-on citation, copy it, and then paste it into the dialog box for your thread of discussion for this week. Okay? Again, if this is confusing to you, if the database process isn't making any sense, go to the library and hit up the technology tutors. Again, this month the technology tutors are going to be in 420, not the library itself, but 420 from 12:30 to 2:30, and from 4:30 to 6. So 12:30 to 2:30, from 4:30 to 6, Monday through Thursday. Okay, and the technology tutors will gladly assist you with that. At any other time, if Ms. Guerrero is not busy, she would probably be happy to assist you in that regard. But your best bet and the most direct route is the technology tutors. Okay, and of course you can text me, email me with any questions. All right, thank you.